Going on, guys? Welcome to the Bitcoin update. Happy Wednesday. Hope everyone's having a great week so far. Let's get straight to it. All right, so the last time we discussed, I mentioned that this was a fairly steep uptrend, right, guys? I was expecting a correction soon. We had our supports here, and in a case where Bitcoin did break out here, I mentioned that the highest would be above the levels that were marked here. But obviously, it ended up actually breaking out of this uptrend. And again, with these type of uptrends, these are always bound to break, especially if it's always on a smaller time frame like the 4 hour. And that's pretty much why I was just so cautious, sending you guys all these reminders to, just be aware um, that it'll probably retrace a bit in the respective time frame. Okay, so as of right now, we have this 4 hour downtrend that we will have to update. Move it from there to there. Um, these levels still remain. Let me just delete these markings. This local support, obviously broke because that was already tested, made lower lows, and it came retesting the same support again. So again, eventually that demand, the interest just isn't there. Okay, so it slowly dies down. Here it just ripped right through it, and I'm kind of curious how it looked like on the 1 hour. And there you guys see there's that hard close above that 4 hour, right? We had that untested 4 hour at the time, and that's why you see such a volatile red wick here because it was initially an untested 4 hour candle. Um, so if you go back to the 4 hour, you'll see it's just one solid, it's breaking in the body of the candle. But if you see on the 1 hour, right? There's that hard close above it, above that 4 hours. So again, um, the interest was, there was a lot of interest in this area, right, on the 1 hourly time frame. But as you can see, it eventually just broke down and tested the other 4 hour supports below. So if you go back to the 4 hour, we can actually end up deleting this. Um, all right. So we have this. Initially, this was actually, yeah, an untested level. I made this dotted now. This is a tested 4 hour level. So your accumulation area, right, was in that area. You could have also had some buys against this uptrend. It's still not too late, right? It's still very far from this uptrend, so we could find some accumulation back until this apex here, right? And then there's another accumulation spot against this uptrend on the daily time frame. So that's just just FYI. In regards to this uptrend, we're going to move this from here to there. We're going to do something very local here, guys. Perfect. So with something this steep again, guys, I don't expect Bitcoin to respect this uptrend. I do expect Bitcoin to just finally, just enter an accumulation here until it gets closer to this local apex, which is in May. Okay, so um, you know, the first week of May. So it looks like that was the retrace. In my opinion, I think we're gonna find Bitcoin enter an accumulation within this range, um, and that's until May 1st, and that just lands perfectly against that daily uptrend. So we still have time. While Bitcoin enters an accumulation, maybe now would be a good time to start looking at altcoins, which I'll go over on the altcoin update. Start entering in some of those altcoins that you've been waiting for, because it looks like this was the retracement here locally. But ultimately, right, guys, if these 4 hour levels a break before the apex, you still have this daily uptrend, right? And this daily uptrend is what's really, this is pretty much like the macro support that's gonna kind of like the final support, right, to hold the whole structure of Bitcoin. So this is very important to hold, right? Um, but as of right now, let's focus on the 4 hour and wait till we get closer to that apex. So while we're on Bitcoin, we're gonna go over DXY. Haven't covered DXY in a bit. So there's that local breakout. Okay, beautiful. Goes up, reaches for that swing low of the swing high. We're going to do here is that we're going to move this from there to there. And yeah, really not much to update from here, guys. You have this daily support, which, probably may just end up hitting. And you can see that it's, fairly close to this daily uptrend. So what I'm thinking may happen, so similar to Bitcoin, like we saw on the 4 hour, um, this steep uptrend for DXY, I don't really, I'm not sure how much it can hold, this move. The highest I see DXY may go is maybe retesting this level here before it drops down, in my opinion. Something, similar to what we saw, for Bitcoin on the local 4 hour time frame, right? So if you go back to Bitcoin, right, we saw, oops, well, initially I had, the uptrend mark, like over here, right? So, something like DXY, where if you go on the daily time frame, right, just quite a steep uptrend, and with these uptrends, they don't last forever. So, there's a point where it completely exhausts. The demand just isn't there anymore. We may start seeing, smaller spikes on the upside, and yeah, as we get closer to this daily uptrend, um, we'll take a look at more because if this falls and breaks out of that daily uptrend, right, we're going to see a pretty volatile move down, and that'll give Bitcoin the opportunity to hopefully, you know, move up and break out of these resistances that we see here. So, just a key, just a FYI, right? And this also so happens to fall in the first week of May, guys, right? This stuff doesn't this stuff, it isn't just a coincidence, right? It happens for a reason. So the first week of May, you have Bitcoin on this apex over here, the first week of May as well. Okay, so it looks like May is a local apex, a very important apex for both DXY and Bitcoin. So yeah, I'll see you guys on the altcoin update. And if you have any questions, make sure you just drop them down below. See ya.